How's everyone doing tonight? Let me bring up some chat and we'll say hi to some people. Right. There we go. There we go. How's everyone doing? Wonderful Sunday. I see my good buddy Steve Kitchen is in the chat. Wearing the Spastic Pops, actually Spastic Collectibles hat. Curtis will join me later. So for everyone, think of some good questions. Spastic Collectibles celebrating a 1-year birthday. Some great deals going on. Shop with code Luau and save yourself 10%. Yeah. Oh, David Soft, what's going on? Pops with Purpose. Ken, how are you doing over there in Japan, Ken? Hopefully everything's going well. I kind of feel like I'm one of the guys from the Chicago Bears thing, little skit from Saturday Night Live. Yeah. So hopefully everyone's having a good one. Brian Simmons, Divine Pops, Aaron Cross, Disney Lover, very cool, love it. So Curtis and Sean will join me later. So let me lose the beard. This thing, for people that remember the video, the Bears, still smells like bacon. Shout out to the Dropbox on that. Which actually the new Dropbox is coming soon, so can't wait for that one. Maybe I can eat it. We'll see. There we go. Lose the glasses. But I'll keep my Spastic stuff on. So again, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's staying safe. Corona, the virus, really, we all figured it would probably get a lot worse before it gets better. I've heard so many cases up. I've heard the president has said keep the 6-foot thing all the way now to the end of April. So I'm sure there's not going to be any schools coming going back in a week or two like people thought. Elaine Allen Pops and stuff, how's it going? So we're going to get to giveaways. Like I said, the man, the Taco Man, Sean Ryan Toys and Games will join me. And Mr. Spastic Collectibles himself, Curtis Dudley, will join me. Gives you guys an opportunity. He did come on to Booze and Pops a couple weeks ago, but that, of course, Booze and Pops doesn't get recorded you could go back and watch it, where this one is. Think of some questions you want to ask him. We'll see maybe anything he wants to give out, any kind of special future birthday things he has planned. Some awesome deals. Go check them out, spasticcollectibles.com. Some awesome stuff. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into giveaways because we have some mystery ad icon minis to give away. We have the GameStop kind of, I guess you could say exclusive Tootsie Roll Owl to give away. We have our weekly to give away. So, yeah, I mean, Curtis is awesome for people that got to see Booze and Pops. Sean bowed out probably like 1 a.m. and me and James kept Curtis going. Man, we went long that night. It was a good night because me and James were hitting him with all sorts of questions that asking him. So, chat, think of some stuff you want to ask him. Anything you want to know about Pops and Spastic Collectibles and mystery boxes and etc. He is the man to ask. I did ask, is there any way we could, he has a Planet Arlie of Vegeta. Is there any way we had Planet Arlie around where we could tempt Sean with, but it is under lock and key. So unfortunately we cannot see that. But for anyone, Smy World had SmyCon today. Anyone lucky enough to hop into those, they had some awesome techs, some custom pops. They had a Planet Arlie of Vegeta, which still might be for sale. Whatever, I figure what they wanted, $24.50 for it. They had a $500 mystery box. 30 some boxes sold out really, really quick. Smy World is stuff selling out really quick. They had some pretty cool thing. I did get one. Big Tuesday. What can I say? I couldn't resist. I love rolling the dice. Toy USA had a damage box today. I didn't roll the dice on that. No damage box with guaranteed value is a no-go for me. Bradley, all right, well, hit me up, Bradley. We can talk box and some candy. We can talk about that. South Georgia Phoenix, what's going on? And also redid the case. So for people that always ask me about the case, I need to get more, but you can sort of see some different stuff in the cases. Maybe some stuff you haven't seen a video on yet, but definitely stuff coming. I'm sort of leaning towards Saturday is going to be videos from the vault. So we'll see. There you can see the mayor behind me. How about a good old Mandalorian with the con sticker sitting there? Bloody Sharknado. How about the Bugs Bunny? That's an insane 2-pack, I have to say. Good old Fred. A lot of interesting stuff that sits behind me. All right, let's get going because we want to have some time with Curtis, as much time as we can have with him, ask him some good questions. Matthew Calley, how is it going? WrestleMania next week. For any of the wrestling fans, I'll be honest with you, I'm not excited to see it. For those of you that don't know, it was already taped. It's already been done. It doesn't work for me with no crowd. And the biggest event in a performance center, I'll be honest with you, I have no interest in watching it. It's sad. I like it, but I'm not going to watch it. Just my opinion. For people out there, they love it. Great. Me, the show should never have gone on. So, but again, that's me. All right, let me bring up our handy dandy apps, and we're gonna get going to this. Some cool videos this week, guys. KC's Toys. We're gonna do 2 boxes. That'll be a box on Big Tuesday. So stay tuned to watch that. Let's see, where is there it is. So yeah, KC Toys, you know, had some interesting stuff getting going with his mystery boxes. Has gotten a lot better though, so shouts out to him. He seems to be doing a little bit more of the waffle type things. So all right, so let's go get our comment. Let's do the special video first, which was the @icon party from Spastic Collectibles. Turn it down. All right, so let's share. Let's copy the link. Let's go over to our handy dandy. All right, so first one up, we're gonna do these 3 little keychain @icon minis. Very, very cool. Lucky Captain and Tricks. There are a few more of them. These are just the ones that came in that video. So all you have to do, guys, to win that one is type in your favorite @icon character. And see where we go. Hopefully everyone was able to catch last night a great on Pop Couples channel. Great little battle we had there. Coat Fresh, hashtag Larry, although Larry was freezing and a little late. Still, it was definitely cool. Dead Zone was on there, so some really great channels. Big Dog Dave was there. It was a fun time, and I won. Thank you to Bands of Arms, I think. I didn't get a pop, I just got a bracelet, and that helped me win. Yes, golf rules. Gotta love it. All right. So here we go. Are we ready? We have... All right, so let's pop it in there. Huh, it's not letting me do it. Isn't that interesting? Let me go back here. All right, so we got the link copied. The video has comments disabled. Okay. Well, we might have to come back to that one. I don't know what's going on with that one, guys. Could be weird. But anyway, let me see if I can work through that one real quick for you guys. How's everyone else doing? Good old hashtag Larry in the house. Remember, think of some good stuff to ask Curtis. Wow, it will not let me get the comments off that one. All right, so let's move over to the weekly giveaway, and we'll come back to that one and see what the deal is with that. I don't know. All right. There we go. We'll go to the weekly giveaway. Yeah, not sure why it comes up. It won't let me get comments from that one. But we'll go to the weekly giveaway. Make sure that one works. So random comment picker not working too well today, guys. It won't let me get any comments. Doesn't that suck? Brian, what is going on? It says it has comments turned off, but all the comments are right there. So let me see if I can figure it out real quick, guys. I'm not sure what the dealy willy is. All right. Sorry, guys. I've never had to deal with this one, where the random comment picker won't work. I am stumped. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. YoJ had issues too. Yeah, it comes up as since comments are not working, but they're there. So oh, so it's an all-day problem. I was not aware of that. So videos with comments not working. So we're gonna have to probably hold up the giveaways until that all fixes itself, because that's the only fair way to do it, is throw it in the random comment picker and away we go. Many people have been having the issues on YouTube. Yeah. So I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't aware of that. And shout out YoJ Collects celebration, 500 subscribers, almost on the way to 6. So shouts out to you. So weekly giveaways, guys. I'll come do some video during the week as soon as that comment thing is fixed, and we'll pick winners of that and that. Steve Kitchen wants his pop. Well, what can I say? We'll pick something. Shouts out to anyone that was lucky enough got in on the kid flashes. All those boxes have come out. Please, if you got them, tag me on Instagram and let me know. We did those a little bit differently, where everyone is boxed up the same, and I had the little Luau put numbers on them. So I have no idea what anyone got. If you got more than one, you got it in a box with the boxes already in it. So anyone lucky enough to get the chases, the gift cards, anyone that lucky enough to get the sticker that'll say you won the anything mystery box, very cool. $1,000 gift card. He wishes. Maybe one day, you never know. I've never gone to that level. Oh yes, we can never forget. It tends to be on gifts, but you always can use this hashtag blame pop couple. I have tiny ghosts thanks to them, and some other really cool stuff. If you want cool toys, follow Pop Couple. I'm telling you, you'll see some very interesting stuff. But be careful, because you may want it, just like this. I mean, I remember seeing James with this thing, the little. I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Little cupcake, gotta love it. No pushers. I love it. So we're only 6 minutes away. I told Curtis and Sean come in around 9:50. And so unfortunately, the weekend, with whatever's going on with YouTube and everything like that, definitely has some issues with the comment pickers. So we'll get that taken care of. And whenever it's up and running, I'll do a video and I'll post it out so you guys can see it. Again, videos tomorrow. Casey's Toys, $50 box. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't happy with it because it got damaged, but he fixed it. I did throw that in the video that you'll be able to see. He did fix it, was really awesome about it, and has gotten better with boxes, shipping in Uline boxes now and all that good stuff. So definitely check him out. Again, SMyCon happened today. Happened very, very quickly. I don't know, Pop Couple, did you look at those texts? The autograph Undertaker, yeah, that's back there. That sits behind me. Take more than 5, Matthew. James, did we get a tech? I know there were 6 of them. I couldn't remember the price. I didn't think they were outrageous. But yeah, you'll see some pops behind me that I have not shown in videos. But didn't get, yeah. They were cool. I thought the other pops were kind of cool too, but yeah, I didn't go with that. I did roll the dice on the mystery box though. I couldn't help myself. I don't know why. Yes, JJ, that's the old school Taker. Yep. The new one just didn't work for me. It was more of the demonic version that he did back in back in that era. I didn't like that one. I just thought this one would be a lot better. If you guys like the wrestling pops, you like the autograph pops, definitely check out Dark Parlor Originals. They have an app. They have a website. They do some awesome stuff. Yeah, Sean, I went on it. I did. Knowing my luck, I'll hit something big and it'll be a nightmare to get rid of it. But I couldn't help myself. The Star Wars ones, there's a couple others that I really liked. And why not? Why not? And yes, I finally got rid of the Batgirl for people that knew how I felt about that pop. Finally got out of here. And yeah, I don't really have any other big ones. Luna Lovegood is still back in the case, so I just rotated him around. So you guys can't see the bottom of the case, but the bottom of the case sat Hot Toys. And I've moved them away because I got to get another case, and eventually I'll probably go a case here. And then I'll put some Hot Toys out. But I got rid of the Hot Toys to throw some pops that I had in there. So, yes, Luna is back there. I get a lot of questions about Luna. Luna's awesome. It's probably one of only 7 or 8 Harry Potters that are in my collection. All right, so I got Curtis ready. Now I just got to get the Taco Man here, and away we will go. Again, Spastic Collectibles, guys, celebrating 1 year. Rotate out the DVDs. I'll probably move the DVDs away, and I'll go 1 and 2 glass cases. I was going to get it on my way back from Philadelphia 2 weeks ago, and they closed. So that would be a cool one, Matthew. That would be a cool one. That would be a cool one. Yeah, for anyone out there wrestling, hopefully you enjoy WrestleMania. I just can't watch it. It just doesn't work for me with no fans. And it's all taped. It's all done. So for anyone that thinks it's live, it's not live. Everything is completed on it. It's filmed already. It is what it is. I will look, but I'm going to gather if the thing didn't work all weekend long, it's probably not up and running now. Probably a YouTube thing, but I will look real quick. No, oops, the video has comments disabled. So don't worry, guys. I will do a video. It'll work. But the meat and the potatoes of this video is the Taco Man and Curtis Dudley, Mr. Spastic Collectibles. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. Let's bring one on. Boom.
Hi.
Sean from the couch. And then we've got Curtis there.
That's cool.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Curtis?
What's up, Sean?
Thanks for coming, Curtis.
Thanks for having me, Andrew.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Gives you guys a chance to meet Curtis. Ask him any kind of questions. He'll answer what he can.
Oh, God.
But really, congratulations for you for 1 year anniversary. Happy birthday to Spastic Collectibles.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it for sure.
I saw the new merch is out. I had to definitely pop on and get 2 shirts.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, we just put that up, I think, a couple days ago. So
it was awesome, and great deals going today. I saw with the birthday stuff.
Yep, trying to keep it interesting, and like none of the stuff that we're putting up is like there's gobs of money being made. I'm really just trying to take stuff that I have and put it out there for what we got it for, and then get it out to you guys. So you
oh, we lost Sean.
You get to celebrate the birthday too.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Anything coming up you want to tell anyone? Give anyone little hints? Anything good coming?
We are working on something, but it's not fleshed out enough that I don't want. I don't have anything to announce just yet.
Okay, all right. Because I mean, I know me and Sean, we love when you go to the big boxes.
I know. It's a different world right now too. Like trying to put things together is definitely different. And we're not looking to just. I could absolutely have a mystery box up tonight if I wanted to, but it would be a really good one. And I want, if people are going to spend money now, everything considered, I want to be able to give them something good. So.
And anyone out there, guys, that talks mystery boxes, Curtis's boxes are always something, guaranteed value. Ralphie's grab bags. Sean just did a video today on those.
Nice.
I was pleased. Where's the damn Arlia, Curtis? Stop hiding it.
I did ask him. I said, it would really be tempting to bring it out if you have it around, just to show him.
He did ask me.
And there was one tonight. I think a little overpriced for the damage that was on it, but
Where was there one available?
Smy World had one.
Oh yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff.
It all sold out within minutes.
I think a lot of that is from the collection that he and Lee bought together. He's kind of pushing that out. I have no idea what my sound's like, by the way, because I'm on a phone. But
you're right.
Yeah, he and Lee bought that massive collection. I think it was like $150,000-$200,000 collection from South America, and that is a very, very. There's some very nice pieces in there, but at the same time, I don't know what the condition's like on all of them.
Right. When I would be nervous too, shipping that much product from that far away.
Well, they said he shipped it well. The one that scared me was that KCS Toys who flat rate boxed the Arlia to Derping with Derek.
Right.
Oh my God, that
I
gave me
a hard second box. I think he's more doing these waffle things and enjoying that. But I got his second box, so I'll give him credit. He went to Uline boxes and Bubble, so he got better. And guys, you don't need to ever worry about that with Curtis. Curtis ships in Uline boxes with Bubble. You're not going to have a problem.
Yeah, and we're constantly trying to tweak exactly what size boxes we're using, especially now that we're getting all kinds of different odd-shaped size products, like the sodas, and then we're picking up a couple other things that we haven't released on the site yet, but we're selling elsewhere. So we're just trying to find a happy medium where it's good, strong boxes, but not so much space that there's room for stuff to float around.
I'd say, Kurt, you're one of the big ones that got like the sodas. A couple other people that here and there, but I mean, you've really got a good bit of the sodas.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that mystery box you did too. That was good.
That was really fun. I honestly wanted. I immediately after the success of that one, I was like, well, I have at least 10 other ideas that I could do with this. And then it was then that I realized that I was very lucky to be able to get the amount of stock of sodas that I did.
So Nerd of Comics asked, how long is the sale going on for?
So it's going on until the end of the month. So that's the 31st at midnight Eastern. And we still have some more of the first birthday deals going live tomorrow and on the 31st, and maybe one during this stream, but we'll see.
Did you see the Shenron, Sean, that he has up for pre-order?
The 10-inch one?
No, the Fig Pin, XL Fig Pin.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Fig Pin Shenron, and sorry to anybody, I'm jittery as hell. There's a dog laying on me, so I didn't want to move. we have dog right here. So just kind of
sleeping.
Yes, he's been sleeping like entire days. He didn't go out today until 4 p.m. and he's just laying on top. I don't know. Maybe he's got the virus.
Get into your muscle relaxer.
He's hanging out. He's hanging out. He's happy. We were watching. What were we watching? I don't know. Whatever's on the DVR. Fixer Upper. Bunch of HD TV stuff. I love that. I'm super old and lame. But yeah, he's been laying on me the whole time. We're in the recliner just hanging out.
We got more questions for you. They want to know, what was your first pop you got?
Do you remember?
Arlie Vegeta, wasn't it, you prick?
No, it took me a while. We're trying to remember right now. I don't think I would have
ag icons. Like that's what you were into.
No, that's what I got into. I'm pretty sure it was Ninja Turtles. But the problem is like when I first started, so I got just a common Raphael, and then I was like, well, this is cool. Now I can just start collecting all the things from my childhood. And then I proceeded to do that. And I mean, it was a matter of 7 to 10 days before I already had piles of these damn things everywhere. And it was just ridiculous. Will I ever incorporate any other collectibles besides Funkos into our boxes? Yes. We are working on sourcing enough Tiny Ghosts to do a Tiny Ghost mystery box.
Ooh.
That'll be an interesting one.
My kid,
we're gonna do we're gonna do a Loungefly and Pop mystery box coming up this summer, where it'll be a bag and a pop inside the bag. So the mystery will be which pop you got inside your bag.
No pops in a bag, Curtis.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the perfect Loungefly product to make that work. The Funko side of it is actually very easy. It's just a matter of getting those things. So, do we have the Barney Flintstone soda? The Barney Rubble soda, we do not have. That has not been released. I can actually look up while I'm here with you guys.
That was a test, I'm sure.
It just hasn't been. I mean, I don't know if it's been released to other people, but I haven't gotten mine yet.
I don't think I've seen Barney.
No, but he's not released. Who was off the side of the camera there, Curtis?
What's that?
I heard a lady's voice off the side of the camera.
Oh, that's my wife, Amy.
Are you sure it's not your mom?
Yes, I'm sure. My mother lives over in Connecticut. We're up in Vermont. Where is my sodas for you guys? Open orders for soda. So I'll give you guys the same information that I have, which is dated March 24th. That's the most recent update I got from Funko on the sodas. Because I know a lot of people are waiting for the 20 packs we did. And we are excited to be able to send those out. That should be very fun for people to get those. But unfortunately, not everything's being released at the same time.
Did Fred come out yet?
Fred did. Yeah, we got the Fred, but when I had gone down through all of the open orders that we had, there were not even enough to go live with some for sale now for us. So
Ken, I think that's a common question. So, Curtis, how does it work when buying from Funko? Do you put a bid for how many you want? Do you say, I want X number of cases? They tell you yes or no. Do you get an allotment? What's the way it works when you're buying direct from the source?
Well, so there's a lot of answers for that question. Let me I'll go through and give you guys my dates for the remaining sodas. Looks like all of them are dated the 30th, except for no, all of the remaining ones are dated for 30th. So that doesn't mean 30th of April. That doesn't mean that they'll actually be shipped on the 30th. It just means they've been earmarked for that date. So hopefully we get them before then, because if I remember right, that was the original date for all 20 sodas. So how do I answer this in the simplest way? So when it used to work a lot different, so I'll go over how it works now, because that's pertinent, and the other way doesn't really exist anymore. So now what they do is they will give us simple product names if they can. So like Minions 1, Minions 2, Minions 3, Minions 4. And that's the general level of like vague information that we have. So I know it's a Minions movie, so I can make my decision based on that. Sometimes we won't even have that much. They'll yes. The answer to that one is yes. We can talk about that after. What was I saying?
You were talking about product naming.
Oh, so sometimes we won't even get names that make any sense. So like, you know how during conventions, like ECCC, everything had Vienna on the side of it. That was just their code name for whatever for that convention. They've done stuff like that before. We'll have similar things like that to where we'll just have to guess.
Pajama Party for Endgame.
Yep.
Right. So there, for most things, there's no specific like maximum allotment. It's really just how much do we think we can sell, and we'll be allowed to purchase that. When it comes to certain,
I was just gonna say, I think just based on what you're saying, it's kind of a guessing game. In some ways,
sometimes they're very specific things. So like if it says "I love Lucy," then I know exactly what it is. Unless it's something that's really it's secretive because of the licensing issues. That'll take some time. There's some math behind that one that we got to work on. So if there's
a good question though.
Yeah, fair enough. If there's some licensing provisions that are between the licensor and Funko, then we would never know any of that information. It would just say something generic, and we'd have to guess. So I typically go on a generic sales volume, and because we have lots of venues like the Ralphie's Grab Bag, the box of pops, the deluxe box of pops, all kind of different ways that we can put other pieces. And if we have pieces that aren't very, aren't highly desired, we'll put those as ternary or fourth prizes in a 4-pop box type thing. So do I work full-time on SPASTIC, or do I have a full or part-time job? I am now full-time, and I have been for how long?
End of January.
Since the end of January. It's super exciting.
Thanks, Curtis's mom.
Super scary for sure, but we've had enough. Kirby. The answer to that question is Kirby. I would want my first SPASTIC exclusive to be Kirby.
Kirby, like inhaling a bunch of food.
Well, there's so much opportunity with Kirby. So if you get to start at the beginning of Kirby, like, maybe Kirby is a common, and then Kirby Flocked or Kirby Glow or Kirby Metallic is an exclusive for someone, then we would get the opportunity to have that one. And then I might be able to get the opportunity to have all of the variants you could have of Kirby.
Well, that brings up an interesting thing. Let me ask you how you feel about the way Funko is developing. And my camera sucks, so everyone, bear with me.
Fine.
I'm holding a phone. What do you feel about the way Funko is currently developing exclusives and variants to Pops? Because I feel like it's almost detrimental to their own business to do so many that are just a direct variant with no mold change. Like, what do you feel about the chromes and the flocked and things that shouldn't be flocked and all that?
Right. Well, so that's a more complicated question than the one on the screen. So I'll answer that one first. Do we take value off Pops when they're damaged? So the way that we build our box is different than other people's. Some other companies will say maybe charge $100 and you'll get a reduced value back. And as a result, they have a specific, maybe higher commitment, like an 8 or a 9 or higher on the condition of the pieces that they'll put in those boxes as a result. What we do instead is we kind of like take those Pops, which are either really great to mostly good, like the front of the box is good, the piece looks great, but there might be a ding on the back, and we'll still include those in our regular run mystery boxes, but most of our mystery boxes are full value guarantee as opposed to reduced value. So that's how I answer that question. And then there's other boxes that we do that the details say otherwise, so just make sure to keep an eye on those things.
I don't think they have ever partnered with Nintendo.
Easy answer, yeah, easy answer, Flash Rain, no.
Yeah. Do I find some pieces hard to let go? Yeah, for sure. Yes, always. And Sean knows that.
Yes and no. Like, I can answer some of these for Curtis just because of how much we talk to each other, but
so
no, I mean,
well, you were saying the reusing of same mold variants. I would disagree, Flash Ray. I feel like they've just given us more time in between when they come out. So like that Piccolo mold that they used for the Green Chrome run one, guarantee you. I mean, we've already had several versions of that mold. We're going to have several more versions, probably in Chrome, because that seems to be the way that we're going in the anime category, is that we're going to get all the colors of Chrome, just like Star Wars. What do I feel about it? I feel that it makes, for me, if you're going to collect a line or a character, and it's going to have multiple variants of the same exact mold, it should make sense for all of the things it could be in. So the multiples of that character, the actual line that it's in, the greater like theme as a whole, and some of them I don't think they do.
So here's one, Curtis, that Sean will like, because we talked about this, I think, on Booze and Pops. James brought it up. Do you think, whether it's Toy Tokyo or someone, do you think there's a bunch of Planet Arlias out there somewhere?
Yeah,
damn well there is.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody's holding 10 to 50 of them in a warehouse or in their closet or whatever. You know that.
Well, you're not talking about 10 to 50. You're talking about actual master cases in a storage facility, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The short answer is no. I don't think that there is that there's some storage. If there is, it's held by somebody who doesn't understand what they have. Because otherwise they would have. I think
they would have sold them.
Yeah, sure. I think Sean and I talked about this another time, or maybe it was us. If somebody does have them, then they'd be wise to just simply release 1 or 2 or 3 every couple of weeks.
That's more or less what I think is going on. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, tell me you haven't seen more of those filter into the market in the last 6 months than you have in the last 2 or 3 years.
Craig, yes, we do. And we have a standard process for receiving fakes. We address that with whatever seller that we buy them from. Sometimes they do get passed, because I have guys that look at pieces across different themes for the probably not fugitive.
No, if anybody's holding it, it's Toy Tokyo. At least in my opinion, they're holding one back.
Yeah.
Either that or what's the other one that keeps filtering mystery Galactic is the one who keeps throwing out the weird mystery boxes of, hey, there's an Arlia here. We have 7,000 boxes.
Right.
Go buy a box. Yeah. It's somebody who keeps filtering them in via either direct sale or mystery box, especially when it's a top prize over several thousand boxes.
The nice and difficult thing about that piece is that it's so highly desired that in general, once a collector finally is able to purchase one, it's unlikely that it's going to leave their possession. So it's really difficult to get a good read on the marketplace. Whereas, like when Ad Icons took a dip 6 to 9 months ago, you got a chance to see the real volume of Toucan Sam's. You got a chance to see the real volume of Tony the Tigers. I mean, there was a period of time just a couple months back where I couldn't buy a collection. I only bought collections that had Tony the Tigers. Every single
sitting there, Sean.
Yeah, there you go, Sean.
It's still sitting there. No one's bought it yet.
I don't think I'm ever going to spend over $2,000 on it. Just frankly, I'll talk to people if Curtis maybe puts one up and tells me it's 8.5 or 9 out of 10. Maybe I'll spend over $2,000 on it. But
so if we ever do sell our Arlia, we would send it first to our friend who does 3D scans of pops. We'll have a 3D scan made, and then we'll probably send it to a Whatnot for verification, because I want everybody to know that it's exactly what it should be. So
there are fake ad icons, Donker.
Oh yeah.
It's not as commonly faked because a lot of the higher end ones. Go ahead, Curtis. You explain why.
Well, so I mean, I'm not sure if I'm on the same beat as you are, but the mold for the OG Tony the Tiger is very commonly faked or customed, let's say.
Oh no, I was going to talk higher end ones like original Big Boy, maybe Glow Booberry, or some of the ones that are several $1,000s versus just the ones that are more a couple $100.
Yeah, so that I mean, you also have to have a market for them too. Like maybe 2 years ago, there was a huge market for the OG Big Boy. I remember that because that's around where I started to get towards the point where I was completing my icon collection, and he was very, very difficult to acquire. You're not gonna find someone wasting their time faking a Big Boy now because it's not enough profit for them, and there's not enough audience to drive that profit up. Whereas with the Arlia, a patient person, if they're sitting on a mound of Arlias, simply just needs to just wait because the audience just needs to remain hungry.
Yeah, that's the whole. So Arlia, the whole thing with why I still believe somebody has a bunch of them is mostly because they can sit on it and filter it out slowly. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone is necessarily holding 50 of them just to hold them and sell them at one time. I think whoever has them is pushing them out into the market once a month. And even at that rate, you got to remember it's a Funko Pop. That thing originally cost you $5 at most, right, direct from Funko. You're just filtering something out that costs you $5 into a market that will pay over $2,000 for it.
Yep.
Even if you sell it to someone like Toy USA or SMI or another mystery box company, you're making magnitudes, logarithmic examples of money on your original investment.
So that's well, I'll answer the question that's on the screen. Can you get a hold of hard to find pops for people? Yeah, pretty. I can't say without question that I can find, but I'm lucky enough to know enough people and have enough contacts that I can usually find what people are looking for as long as it's not too crazy rare. And then over here, 83 Pop Talk asks, what was the highest value pop that's been in a mystery box? I can't speak universally, but I've had.
For you, it's the Big Boy, right?
Yeah, I think the most valuable piece that we've put in a box was the Freddy is Big Boy Blue. And then we've had several $2,000 to $3,000, $2,000 to $2,500 pops in boxes as the very, very top prize. So.
Yeah, those what do you call them? The hunt boxes where you get like 100. You've had some expensive ones in those.
Mm-hmm. And then we had Ned Stark. That's been back when Headless Ned was, I think, around $2,000, something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
At the height of the show. That was my first theme box. It was very difficult to make. Surprisingly difficult to acquire 400 or 500 of unique and interesting combinations of those type of pops. Why do you put major grails in less valued mystery boxes just to be
I'm curious to hear your answer here.
Let me read the question again. Why do you put major grails in less valued mystery boxes just to give broke people a chance at a $600 pop?
I have an answer, but I want to hear yours.
Answer the question, Sean, because maybe I'm not understanding exactly the question then.
So the question is essentially, why would you put a higher value pop in a lower value mystery box, right?
In a lower cost mystery box?
Yes.
Okay, that now I understand. I think that there's two, at least from what I've seen, there's two major ways that you can make mystery boxes. One is high risk, and one is low risk. And so, like, when we build our boxes, we're trying to build them so they're more accessible to people. So you're never gonna 100 times your money in one of my boxes, but you're never gonna lose a lot of money in one of my boxes unless you're playing one of those very specific games. I think the other way to do it is to make people pay a higher price, 100, 150, 200, with some very real monetary risk. And so what I'm trying to do is make our boxes more accessible to all of people. So you might not get something that you want, but you're going to get at least something that's worth the money that you sent out or very close to.
So unlike, guys, when you look at Toy USA, like things they did today, or, you know, you're going to lose half your money in Toy USA. Curtis doesn't like to do that. So, and that's what makes Curtis really good at it.
Well, so, and there's a very real place for those boxes. I mean, Toy USA has spent a lot of time curating the craft that they do, and they understand the math of their business. But I think that there are people that are being left on the wayside that want to spend some money, don't necessarily have a specific thing that they want, and want a chance at something that is worth more than that. So that's what I try to do. Do you ever curate mystery boxes for people? We do. We don't do it as frequently as maybe we did in the beginning because we're a lot busier than we used to be. Appreciate that, Pops of Purpose. But we still do. So like, and we do it on a case-by-case basis. Like, I won't do like necessarily a $40 or $50 one unless we have a lot of inventory in stock. But if somebody wants to do, $100 box, I'll absolutely take notes and suggestions, and I'll try to make something really fun and interesting for you. Thank you, Pop Scott. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah. I ask Curtis to curate mystery boxes for me all the time, and he tells me, like, I'm too small, I don't have enough subscribers, all that stuff.
Oh, Sean, come on.
So, Kurt, you also have quite a collection, Curtis. What is, like, your favorite pop in your collection, your own personal collection?
It's gonna sound stupid because it's not necessarily like, it's not going to top anybody's charts.
It doesn't have to be something expensive. Just let us know.
My favorite piece that we have is our flocked Ralphie.
I mean, that's still expensive.
So very much grew up on Christmas Story. My wife as well. So it's got a special. Obviously, it has a special spot in our hearts because we named our dogs Ralphie and Randy. But that's probably, I would say, my favorite one. If I
Have you been to the house?
No, still not. But I will.
I've heard it's cool.
I honestly it's one of those things that just like that movie will, if you can find a movie that reminds you of how you felt when you were very young, that's something that I think is good to hold on to.
Yep, very true.
So, what's the best way to get a hold of me? I'm pretty open and available on most of our social channels. The way not to get forgotten about is to email sales@spasticcollectibles.com. If I'm too busy and you message me on Instagram or on Facebook Messenger, I'll ask you to email me there. Sometimes there's a lot of messages that come in, so we can lose them in the messenger. Whereas with the email, I have a standard operating procedure that I use to make sure I don't forget about any of that stuff there.
Mr. Vargas, that's a pretty easy question, actually.
Oh, yeah.
General amounts are set by Pop Price Guide. They are calculated off of what pops have sold for within the last 30, 60, 90 days. And then Curtis is pretty easy to gauge what's on his site and the pop drops from. They're either 10 or 20% marked down, typically from Pop Price Guide.
Yeah,
didn't mean to answer over you. I just saw it when I knew.
No, that was a perfect answer. We're either at or below PPG. When you see something new on the site, it's usually at PPG. But obviously, for all of our fans who know us very well, we always have new pieces go immediately into the pop drop, and in the pop drop you can use code pop drop for 10% off, or other codes that might or might not.
You got to tell them how to spell that though. It's TACOMAN
or THELUAN, or I forget what Ryan and Brittany's is. Salty something.
Oh, they're not here. Don't advertise there.
So will you get the Funko sodas getting released from WonderCon? Yes, we will. The only reason we haven't done pre-orders for those is I know some retailers will do what a lot of people don't know is when it comes to exclusives that are either for conventions or for other retailers, is when we are trying to buy those, there's a lot of different ways that we can get them. But some people will sell them before confirming that they're going to be able to get those orders from those other channels. I won't do that. So if you don't see something up as a pre-order that's convention exclusive or retailer exclusive, it's because I don't know for sure that I'm going to be able to have it to give it to you. Because I don't ever want to. I mean,
that's a quality answer for those of you watching. That means Curtis is not selling things before he knows he's going to have them. Who's crying? Is that Ralphie?
That's Randy. It is sleeting outside, and it's her first one of her first experiences with that. So,
do you want to introduce Randy to everybody here and give a little more of a?
Maybe a little bit later, but they're actually in timeout. They were fighting earlier, so I'm not going to go against Mama on that one.
Gotcha.
83 Pop Talk. We are online only as of right now. That's how I'm going to answer that question.
Get that off the screen.
What is that?
That's their code.
Very easy. Every Rick and Morty. Go to Spastic Collectibles. Use code the Luau. Or the Taco Man.
So let's give them a real answer.
Yeah, I think a real answer is better.
It depends completely on what your collection looks like and what you're trying to develop in terms of a collection. If you're brand new to Funko Pops and you're wide open to pop culture in general, then you can honestly buy from a lot of the major retailers and you're probably not going to be upset with what you get.
For sure.
If you're more targeted on what you like to collect and what you're looking to build out in your collection, then you're going to get a different answer. But it's got to be catered to every person who, you know, asks that question. I get that question all the time. Where should I buy from? Yeah, exactly. Where should I buy from? Is one of the most common questions that people ask me. It depends. And Pop Couple, yes, obviously. Yeah, buy from Spastic Collectibles. He's here, so why not?
I think that if I like honest answers to this question. I think Sean's right. It depends on the person. I think it depends heavily on your risk tolerance. I enjoyed some of the riskier boxes that I had done before we had gone into business, and they absolutely have a place, but not for everybody. And boxes that are only guaranteed value with maybe a lower ceiling to the top prize are not for everybody either. I think that the best thing that you can do if you're brand new is find out what you like to collect first, and then try to find mystery boxes that are within that general window of what you like to collect.
Never risk anything on a mystery box you're not willing to lose. Always a good one.
So Amos Trading asks, when you buy collections, do you have a set percentage of PPG that you pay, or do you base what you pay on the rarity of items in your collection? That's a good question. In general, we have a rubric that we use that is based off of PPG, which obviously is based off of the current selling price of most pieces. But when you get into rare or super rare, limited edition 12 or less, or 24s, those numbers get a little iffy. So whenever we get a chance to see very rare pieces, we always take a deep dive into a much longer history of sales. And we try to make our estimation based on other pieces in the same rarity window that we've purchased before.
I never asked this. Do you have Glow Blueberry, the real rare Glow Blueberry?
No,
he doesn't have one.
I do not.
Have you ever had in your possession the 1 of 24 Freddy as Venom that one guy keeps buying all of them at?
Juno, no, I have never had any of those.
Yeah, the one you said it's Juno, right? Yeah, he's got. I think he has like 9 or 10 of them.
But I know he's purchased more recently, so I'm not sure.
I saw a picture this week. I think he has like 9 or 10 of them.
Yeah, I know he bought more. I'm hearing.
Puppy.
All right. She doesn't sit still very well.
Oh, the puppy.
She has to be the closest she possibly can to you. Okay, all right. You know, you're not very camera friendly.
Is she a black lab?
No, she's a lab and boxer mix.
Oh, okay. Does she have white on her anywhere?
Yeah, a little white on her paws.
And the boxers, you typically get the little white spots, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Cosmo would love to eat that dog.
You're real photogenic, lady.
Oh,
she's figuring it out. She's still a puppy.
So Jay Vargas, for me, it's Spaceballs. I just would love to see Spaceballs. A flocked barf would just be incredible. We're never going to see it probably, but you know, it'd still be incredible.
I feel like the license shouldn't be very difficult to get, to be honest.
I don't know.
Mel Brooks. It's Mel Brooks. That's the problem.
He's the one that owns it, but I don't know.
Don't we have other Mel Brooks licenses?
Not that I can think of.
Isn't there?
I mean, you think about like Men in Tights and Spaceballs.
There's a Monty Python, isn't there?
I think Monty Python is a separate license than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because we do have like, obviously we have 10 versions of the Black Knight. Entertainment Earth exclusive Bleeding Black Knight, and
Yeah, I know I've had several Black Knights. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I don't think we have any of the mainstream Mel Brooks stuff. Is it safe to pre-order at this time? I mean, I would think so, but I'll let Curtis get that.
Yeah, well, so that's. I mean, I think that's a fair question. I think to us who've been buying pops for a while know that the window of cushion that Funko gives compared to maybe other companies that are smaller is much bigger. So maybe a couple months from now, the answer to this question might be a little bit different. But currently, I haven't noticed any significant change in receiving pre-orders as of right now. So I think that it's relatively safe to order things as far into as maybe July or August.
Calvin, that's a dangerous question.
Who said what?
As somebody who owns a company like Curtis, I would say no, just on a stream like this. But there are atypical, I should say, situations where there would be a yes to that. The question was, do you do trades or is it strictly selling?
We have a trade policy that we can use, but it's rare that we use it. So typically, I like the transaction to be very simple and non-complicated. And trades do, because there's still a cost that has to get applied to a piece that you intend on selling later on that you would have traded into. So I think that it adds an additional layer of complication, whereas selling is, you could just simply say, this is what I bought it for, this is how much it costs to ship it to me, this is what it's going to cost for me to package it and send it to somebody else. And those are your fundamental cost of goods. Our first of many mystery boxes. Excellent, that's awesome. I liked the boxes that we just sent out. I guess Sean wasn't in love with one of the pieces that he got, but I liked the boxes that we built for everybody for the last one. I enjoyed being able to have some cost savings that I could push onto you guys, which was nice. All of those boxes were overvalued. If anybody took a look at the range of pops across other people who got that box run,
the big box.
Which box?
The one we did while I was on vacation. The mega.
Oh, the $500?
No, not that one. The 100-box run.
I don't. You got to be more specific. Give me an amount. What did I spend on it?
Oh, Sean. Well, hang on. Let me check my Rolodex.
I honestly don't remember what I spent.
No, I get it. I'm sorry. I should be more descriptive. I think we had that one at 60, right? Luau? Hey, Andrew?
Yeah. I believe so.
That sounds familiar.
60 top prize was what?
I had 20 prizes. At least 10 of them were over $200.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I did buy some of those.
That's why it didn't have a clear name, because there was no way for me to theme that. I was just like, I want all of this stuff in one box. So
yeah. So you could call it, at least for me to determine what it was, Cheap and Nerdy's Freddie Funko Charlie Brown.
There you go.
That I know the name of that. I remember Brian traded you the Charlie Brown and some other stuff for Doc Brown. I know that.
Yes, that is one of those trades that we ended up doing.
So what are you gonna let me trade you for Arlia?
Oh, Sean.
That's not an answer. That's just my name.
That is true. That's true. I read an article that said when Mel Brooks was being sued for Spaceballs, part of the agreement for him to make the movie was that he couldn't sell any merchandise based off that. If that's true, that's just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Because that means he can't sell any of the merchandising.
Yeah, I can't believe that would be a caveat to a lawsuit.
That would be an excellent caveat specifically for that movie.
Yeah, it's another one that we would love to see Pops made from.
We got the Spaceballs T-shirt.
The flamethrower.
I gotta watch that movie again for a while.
I want to see two dudes combing the desert. I would love that.
That'd be great. That'd be like
Movie moment.
a great 2-pack.
I'll be right back. I gotta see Ralph.
I want to see that one. I want to see the giant lady with the vacuum cleaner at the end of the movie. I can't even. Yeah, I would love
that thing could be like one of the big ones.
Exactly. That would be a great
vacuum cleaner. Turn it on suck mode.
She's gone from suck to blow.
That's awesome.
That would be great.
Spaceballs. There goes the planet.
Oh God! Movie moment of him explaining the password to people. One.
Pop plays the comment pickers aren't working all night, so there's something with YouTube and it's just not working. I'll do a video later in the week and do it.
Here's the dog that everybody thinks is
Here it is. Mega Maid.
Oh. You keep the harness on him inside?
He's about to go outside.
Ralphie.
He's a cutie.
This is our Ralph.
Kazi would love to eat him.
That's probably true. Randy's jealous because she's inside and now he's not.
Yep, Randy's crying because he's getting too much attention.
All right. Oh, Jesus. Christmas.
Oh.
They're not very patient.
It's a good question. That's a good question, Jay.
So, I know Jonathan personally. So, like, I like. Hang on one second.
Jay, you're asking almost two questions at once.
Yeah, that's two questions. So I respect very much the amount of work and time that it takes to create things like what he creates for some of those boxes. I definitely think they're interesting for sure. I have no idea how I would try to value those pieces. Guys.
Shut up, Ralphie.
I have no idea how I would value those pieces, but value is more about
how much someone's willing to pay for it.
Right.
And they I don't know how many, I forget how many there were, 10 or something. They sold out in minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, the texts, I think, were like 6 of them. They sold out instantly. The Chomps, the Fred Flintstone Chomps. I mean, I bought one of them. I liked it enough.
Hey, you have one. Oh my God.
Ralphie, quit being a dick.
No, they both have these new bones that we got them. All right.
So there's a good question there. And the answer, at least for customs, in terms of what's the price being set at, how do you determine that? You set it where you want to set it, and if people buy it, they buy it.
He said it. I didn't like the whatever one he had tonight, but I mean, he said it, and I mean, he sold all of them out in minutes.
When are we getting a Randy's grab bag? When she shuts up. There was another one. That Pop 'em Out Creations. Have you seen that one, Andrew?
Sounds familiar.
So Pop 'em Out Creations, I tend to send it to a lot of people who like anime. It's mostly he does anime customs, but he did a Megatech today, and I've been asking him for the last 3 or 4 days, what are you going to set the price at? What's the price? What's the price? He finally released it today, $750. Gone, like almost instantly. But you know, he explained it to me, and he said it's 18 layers of paint, and it's the heat sensitive paint where you rub your finger on it or touch it, and it changes the color of the thing the whole way through. Plus, it's a Megatech, which is $200 initially.
So 83 Pop Talk. Curtis does have Tiny Ghost on his website, so check him out. He has actually some really cool ones that he posted, I think, today. Some stale ones were really, really cool.
Yeah, we put a couple of the tiny ghosts that we had more of into the first birthday celebration sale. So
I have to get, damn kids have to make me get the yard work one. I got to find the yard work one.
That yard work one was it was one of the ones that when I started collecting tiny ghost for myself and trying to complete everything, it wasn't the hardest one to get, but it was the one I wanted the most. And I either maybe don't let your kids watch us or do, depending on how you want the buying a yard work to go.
Yeah.
But it was the one that I was happiest with how it looked. But then when I finally got it, it just wasn't as cool in my hand as it was on the shelf. So I don't know. It's kind of a love-hate with that piece. That piece is really, really cool, but it's different than flocked for sure.
Yeah,
I
would
call that flocking.
I always show this my kids, tiny ghosts. Here we go.
Curtis, have you made your way to Disney World, Disneyland to build either the droid or the lightsaber?
Yep. So I don't have the video proof or Instagram proof like you guys do, but ironically enough, while you were in Florida, I was in California making both a droid and a lightsaber.
So did you get the droid upgrades, and which experience did you like more?
I think I would have liked the lightsaber experience more if I had not spoiled it by watching other people's videos first.
Yeah.
I enjoyed both very much. I guess I probably would lean into the lightsaber one a little bit more because it was more catered to a specific group at a specific time. But the droid building experience was far better than I thought it was going to be. It was obviously right around that time that we both went. I don't know if there was less people at your park when you went, but there was less people at my park when I went. So it was.
I would go with no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay, that's a great question, Curtis. What do you think?
We're always looking for new opportunities, but we always want them to fit what we're trying to do. I've definitely heard lots of good things about Middle Brothers Customs. I don't know much about Pop 'Em Out Creations, but we're always open to things like that fall right in our space. But we're never going to do anything unless it makes a lot of sense for us. So.
Good answer. Yeah, the Megatech looks amazing. There's no doubt, but 18 layers of paint and $750 for the tech. There's a certain market that appeals to, for sure.
It is there. The market is there for sure. But
I mean, it's there. The $200 tech's still out.
Yeah, I have a couple of the techs. I did have to bend and get the Mario and Luigi. So, but that's
good one. Yeah.
That's
a good one probably for both of you. I don't know. Maybe I would think California and Florida probably aren't different, but
no, it's the same cost.
Oh, you're talking about the lightsabers? Yeah, no, I believe it's the same cost. Oh, the lightsaber versus the droid, it's more expensive to do the lightsaber.
Well, the lightsaber is an experience, whereas the droid is just kind of like, you build it and you're done.
Yeah.
So, without going too much into it, Nerd of Comics, the lightsaber is $200 flat. The droid is $100 flat. The lightsaber comes with a little bit of an experience, and I actually really enjoyed the fact that they had us with like I wouldn't call it like a Padawan, but like a Jedi trainer was kind of explaining the whole situation with the lightsaber. The droid is more or less you pay for it, they give you like a little map that tells you what to pick up, and you go pick the stuff up, and someone activates it. So
I probably am giving more credit to the droid experience because that out of anything in the Star Wars universe, like the idea of owning my own, personal droid was always something that I really fell in love with. So like getting a chance to kind of like create one in an image that I thought was interesting was probably more fun for that reason.
let me ask you this. Being of our age, was the R unit or the BB unit more enticing?
The R2 unit, without a doubt.
Yeah,
not even a question.
all of us. I mean, honestly, if you think about it subjectively, the BB unit is probably more cool. Just looking at it,
it is definitely cool.
Yeah, but everybody who is our age is going to build an R unit without question.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Andrew, for when you go, R unit or BB unit?
Well, you got to remember, I'll go with the little one, and he's going to go with the R unit, and I'll go with BB. Or no, I'm going to go with R. He's going to go with BB-8.
I was going to say.
It's reversed, yeah. And that's already a done deal. He knows, of course, watched your guys' videos, and it's, oh yeah, she wants to do it too.
I heard
so she wants the light. They both want lightsabers. They both want the droid.
I know it's expensive. It's expensive, first of all, to get into the park. It's expensive. But then you spend on top of that for each person who wants to build a lightsaber, it's $200. It's expensive. It's a quality piece, though.
It is.
Not hard to get on the plane and get home.
What I did was I took the hilt, the actual metal part of it, and put it in my checked baggage. And then I carried on the actual blade of it, which is just a piece of plastic. They don't care. Honestly, when you're coming out of Orlando, you're on East Coast, you're going to come out of Orlando. They're so used to it, they don't care. Yeah. The droid... I'm still looking at mine over here. I loved building it. I love playing with it. You've seen probably Instagram me playing with it with Cosmo. Oh, yeah. It's fun. It's fun. The lightsaber is the collectible piece for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'll probably end up trying to find a way to wall mount mine, as opposed to the droid will probably just sit on a shelf next to some stuff turned off. Because it's not, as far as a remote control thing, it's neat to show people, but it's not it's something that I'll get to, or I even have anybody in the house that would get to play with it regularly.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. It's an RC droid kind of thing.
I heard the BB unit is hard to control.
I would imagine it probably doesn't work most of the time on carpet, especially if you have like animals or anything where hair can get trapped up in the rotary assembly. But yeah, definitely all I can say is do the lightsaber. Get yourself some blue milk with some rum. Enjoy your day. Maybe get a little porg or something to sit on your shoulder. And
the lightsabers. I could probably live without the robot, but the lightsaber is a definite. I might even want to do it twice.
I kind of want to do it again, just because of the way it works. You pick your own alliance with all the different.
How many?
I don't want to say factions. But...
Sean, when you went, how many choices did you have? See, I had 5 when 4. I went.
Yeah, so we had.
You have 2 other options besides the standard 4 that they can cycle in if they have the pieces.
What was the 5th?
It's gonna kill me.
I feel like they had basically the main ones. It was power and control.
What's that?
Power and control was the Sith one, the dark side, quote unquote. That's the one I chose. Then they had the protection and defense, which I think is what Brian chose. was more of the Temple Guardian kind of yellow gold light color theme. They had, God, I'm not going to remember. There was Nature was the one I was tempted to choose because it had like the Rancor tooth as the end cap. I thought.
Yeah,
that
I
was
didn't.
really
I didn't
cool.
love that one.
I didn't love any of the other pieces, but the end cap with the Rancor tooth I thought was really cool.
So Last Crusade Indiana Jones. I mean, they make a couple. I don't know. They're sort of in the 10-inch Indiana Jones flavor these days, but maybe, I guess, a Last Crusade Indiana pop. There's a few of them. There's not many when you think of it, I guess.
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, the most common one is Indiana with the idol, obviously, but
and they had the Parks one.
I don't know what else.
The other one, and then the three 10 inches. I think that's it.
It's one of those where it's like it's old enough that I don't think they're going to focus on it.
Probably not.
I mean, I think we can agree there's some things that are old enough that we thought they would never focus on either. So
I don't think we ever thought they'd make like 3 10 inches, like boom, 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 boom. But
well, I was going to say more along the line of like Witchy Poo, Cling, and Clang.
Yeah.
From
and stuff, that whole world.
So nerd comics, any wrestling pops you want to make? Not really. I mean, I have wrestling pops, but I do more of the autograph ones. I like when they throw a belt to it. I think it looks good with a belt, but I think they've only ever done one like that.
I think autographed Rey Mysterio, people are going to hassle me for when I get that.
Hopefully Ed will be able to put on his show. It won't be, we'll be up and everything will be going by May.
I mean, even if it's not May, I'm sure they'll postpone it some other time, but yeah. Yep.
So I've already ordered the new Nightmare Before Christmas pops, but we haven't gotten a chance to see them yet.
Yeah. Lori, the answer is nobody is really that obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas except you.
I think Lori's hoping for a remake of The Mayor.
Well, I've heard there's another Mayor coming.
I'll have to look. There's some ones that I'm intrigued in, and I took a gamble and I bought more than I normally would buy because they're calling them artist series, and I'm really interested in kind of seeing how those ones turn up.
So let me ask you this, Curtis. A lot of collectibles industry, trading card game, that kind of stuff, you're locked into buying a certain percentage of what gets released. With Funko, can you just literally choose? Can you pick and choose any kind of singular pops from a line if you think it's going to be better than the other ones? Or are you locked into buying the entire line when it's released?
So Funko is so large, and they have so many retailers, large and small, that I don't think that they need to, and as a result, they don't make us adhere to certain ordering minimums. So yeah, I can, if I wanted to, and I wanted to create a business that was solely based around the concept of hunting for chases, I could choose to only buy pieces that had chases associated with them.
I mean, that's obviously a good target for that question. I was more or less just on the fact that, like, could you only buy pops, forget chase or not, that are more relevant to what you think might sell?
Sure. Yep. The problem, though, is that and the system that they use is ever changing on how different retailers get in what line their pops. But since they've moved to the system of us ordering in large batches of, they're calling them, months. So I've already done my order for July. I can't remember if I've done my order for August as well. So since they switched to that, it seems to be a little closer to a first come, first serve, including the smaller retailers like myself. Whereas before, when I first started, it seemed like a Hot Topic or a Walmart, they'd have all of that stuff first, and then we would start getting them. It seems a little bit more fair this way. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it's just perception, or maybe I'm just actually ordering faster because I'm getting used to their systems. But because we're ordering so far in advance, and sometimes with limited or no information, it's kind of hard to know what's going to be good. You know, and also these are common releases. Most of these are commons. You know, except for specialty series.
Well, of course, as a collector, I sit on the sideline and go, well, I would only order this. But, you know, obviously, I don't know dick about the whole process.
Sure.
Lori asked a good question, though. If you are ordering something in advance, when do you, let me rephrase what she's saying. When is a pre-order up in terms of when can someone pre-order from your site versus when you order it? Like you just said, you're ordering, you know, July, August right now. When can somebody actually place a pre-order for that?
So, it used to be that all of a sudden my email would be, check out this new pop. Here's the glam for it. You can order it as of right now. And at that moment is when I could start offering it to you guys and trying to gauge and determine how much stock I would need to carry for that. Now with the monthly orders, I'll order, you know, 2, 3, 4 months in advance. And then at some time in between now and then, Funko will say, okay, these are now available for pre-sale. Here are your glams for these pops. At that point, I'm allowed to start offering those and showing off those images.
Okay, so you wait for the glams. That's kind of like an order confirmation then?
No, I'll have my order confirmation maybe within 24 hours after placing the actual order. The permission to sell is when we have the pictures. Okay. And they'll so some pieces, you wouldn't know this because you're in the United States, but some pieces we're not allowed to sell in certain countries because the license isn't approved for, you know, Australia, or it's not approved for Europe or whatever.
I don't know shit because I live in the U.S. Yeah.
83 Pop Talk asks, where are the Spastic Pops protectors? The Spastic Collectibles protectors, we've just started putting on our pieces going out. It is a new and interesting thing that we're doing. We have not made a determination as to whether we will sell those individually. For now, they're just going to be pieces. There's just going to be protectors that we use on the stuff that we send out.
I don't know if you can answer this question. Are those the same as the pop shields?
Yes. Yep, they're branded.
Yes, you can answer. Yes, they are pop shields.
Yes, they are the same. $7 a pop shields. Yep.
Okay, so it is just a rebranded version of whoever is manufacturing those. I'm not going to dig into that, but it is just, it's a pop shield.
Mm-hmm. Now, our 0.6 protectors that we're working on will not be pop shields.
Will they be Shumi protectors?
Nope.
Oh, all right. Will they be chalice protectors?
No, I don't think so. It depends on whether they use the same distributor in another country that we are using.
Hopefully it's not like the new chalice protectors are awful. I hate the new chalice protectors.
No,
you gotta tell them why. Bubble on the bottom, they're awful.
Yes, someone came out with a 0.82 recently that is god awful. It's really sharp on the edges. It bows on the top, so you can't stack anything on top of them. So it's not. I'm not certain that we're looking to get into the pop protector game. I'm looking to have branded protection for the products that we sell. That intrigues me a lot more.
What gets you caught up there is everybody knows about pop shields. It's not anything like you're competing with them, or we're just used to seeing a pop shield be on certain pops. if we now see a spastic protector on them, I'm more inclined to buy a spastic protector than I am a pop protector. You know.
I mean, obviously, I have I have a pre-existing business relationship with Pop Shields, so that it gets a little sticky when talking about those type of things. It's not something that I'm set on not offering. It's something that we may choose to offer in the future, but it's not the reason why we chose to get branded pop protectors.
Well, I understand that the issue comes in, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm an asshole. Where's the line that comes in between choosing to get self-branded versus just actually using a pop shield with somebody you have a pre-existing relationship with?
It's real for us. It's a brand decision. It's not. The cost differential is very minimum. Like, I'm willing to spend the extra very small amount to have my logo onto these pop shields as opposed to just a generic branded pop shield.
So 83. When you get into the thicker protectors, it's almost like a once or two use thing. It's not; those things aren't meant to be open and closed and in and out. If there's something you want in a real thick protector, throw it in there and keep it there. Or they're gonna break. But
sure.
I did a video. I've tried vaulted vinyl. I've tried the new Shumis. I think they're really good. I don't like the new Chalice, but if it's for a higher grade pop, you don't want to put into a pop armor or a stack or whatnot.
I like the new. I like the new Shumis. I think that the design that he came up with is really smart.
They are very nice. I like them.
Removing the blockage from the barcode was probably the smartest part about that. There are other smart pieces about his protector, but that barcode blockage is very smart.
So every Rick and Morty, I think Curtis could answer this, but I think it's in April, May, the Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I don't even know if we had a ton of pre-orders on the Schitt's Creek stuff.
I think people like the show, but for me, there are people. It's a real people pop. It just.
I have them. Yeah, they're people pops, and we know how Sean feels about those. So, those are scheduled right now for April, but we'll see kind of where they go.
Here's a good. I think there's VBGS is the only place that's technically grading pops.
There's others. There's others now, but yeah,
there are. There are a lot of other people. I think that
I couldn't remember if JSA is doing their own thing with pops now, where they're encapsulating it. I don't know about grading. I know they do the autograph, but
right. And there are other smaller organizations that will make their assessment of the quality of the piece in one way or another.
I'm sorry. I've been holding the phone this whole time. I'm getting a little, riled up. Go ahead, Curtis.
I think that it's tough to say that like with baseball cards or comic books or some of the higher end clothing that people like that can have different value confirmations from other organizations on them. I think that there could be a place for it someday in Funko. I think that it's got a long way to go before the value of someone's opinion, a company or otherwise, of the quality of a piece will really add additional new value to the simple sales value.
Because guys, I mean, they've done it with cards. I mean, they do it with sneakers. Now, baseball cards have been doing it for years, and it adds value to it. But pops, I mean, just looking at VVGS, it's very expensive to do it. It's what, $200 for 2 pops, and as of right now, does nothing for the value. You're doing almost for yourself.
I think as time goes on, the most rare pieces, in great condition as certified by some X organization, I think that could add value. That could confidence, which has a value to me, and I know to other people. So it's only when that sign off by a company starts adding confidence that it will start turning into a monetary increase in value.
Yeah.
And it also has to be good quality too. So it's like we need to find, of the very rare pieces, all of the ones that are still 9 or 10s and get those certified. So
Yeah,
it's going to be time.
There's two pieces to that. It's number one, like if I'm somebody who goes to all the trade shows and all the Funko shows and looks at everything meticulously, I'm going to know what I want to buy one way or the other. That's number one. It's a confidence guarantee for the meticulous collector. But number two, it's like you said, you know, somebody else is going to come in third party and say it's a piece of crap or it's not a piece of crap. You know, number one for me as a collector is going to be, can I go up to it and agree that it's, you know, a 8.5 or a 9 or whatever out of 10 and look at the thing? Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That gives some kind of guarantee to the people who are going to buy it online. I think that there's something to the online market.
Sure.
That we're not used to.
I mean, we get the question a lot. So, like with all of our high-end pieces, like we take pictures of all sides and we try to do it in clear light, so that way people can see any issues. And I think traditional 6 sides camera pictures do get most of them, but the people that are very specific with their condition requirements always will ask, okay, well, can you look over it one more time and give me your assessment? So that's the confidence piece is that that people want. And right now, I think that most collectors, when buying higher end, are comfortable enough asking the person they're buying it from for their assessment. So it at this time doesn't make a third party necessary. Now, if all of a sudden us retailers start, putting out very, very poor quality, and that third party becomes necessary for the business to be able to sell those higher end pieces, then sure, maybe they can thrive faster. But for now, I know any of the major retailers that I deal with, I know that I can speak to someone higher up in regards to condition on a piece if necessary, and get an assessment from them. And people do the same with me all the time.
And Nerd Comics, yes, they make 6-inch pop protectors.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I've been trying to think about how to ask this question properly, Curtis. I know you want to. Wait, what?
I said that's never good.
It's not that it's bad. It's just
get him.
Cosmo thinks it's bad. I just want to know, in terms, would you go lay down, you dick? Quit being an ass. If you're gonna buy a collection and you had 3 different places to buy it from, I mean 3 is probably an exaggeration because Funko is never gonna source you an entire collection. But if you had the private seller and you had the I don't know, competitive seller, like another retailer with you, is there a major difference in pricing between the 3? I mean, I guess it's just 2 because Funko's not really the answer here. But what? I know everybody's curious about pricing. I know we've talked about it before, but what do you price something at compared to like somebody who's a savvy collector versus somebody who's another retailer? Like, how do you decide which collection you want? Yeah.
So how do I handle a wholesale sale is what you're saying, compared to a regular?
Basically, yeah.
Well, we don't do a ton of wholesale, but the wholesale that we do, it's, I mean, you always have what you paid or the median price that you paid. You always have the number that you generate as the price that you paid for something. You could get that any number of ways, and those numbers are different depending on where you're buying from. Obviously, when I buy directly from Funko, a common, it's going to cost X amount. There's really no additional costs to add to it. Full collections average out, etc., etc. So I typically, when selling large quantities of pieces, I will find somewhere close to the midpoint of what I intended to sell it at retail for, and what I purchased it for, and use that as a midpoint for wholesale. That's probably the best way that I can answer that. Now, as we get larger and we have more opportunity to sell to other retailers, that answer might evolve, but that's as best as I can answer it now. So, and I see that same recipe being used by other companies too. So, like, I buy from some of the other mid-sized retailers. We won't go into exactly who, but I do get a chance to work with those guys. And typically, I get a chance to purchase things at a range, a price somewhere in between what you would purchase it at retail and what I know they purchased it for.
I got you. I don't know. It's just a point of interest once you get to a certain size collection that we want to know. What are you paying versus what are you paying if you buy it from Toy USA versus what are you paying if you buy it from a private collector who's looking to liquidate? You know, I'm just curious.
Well, so that's a very different question. If you're talking about like purchasing specifically, purchasing from a collector that's selling off of their collection obviously it's dependent on a whole variety of factors. You know, the size of the collection, the quality of the pieces, both in condition and general value range. You know, like how much of the collection is comprised of high end, super high end, mid level, low level, and then just, I mean, not garbage in the traditional sense, but very low end pieces, and making a judgment call based on standards that we've set in advance. So the answer to that question is the least that I've paid for a collection that was very difficult for me to put a value on was 45% of existing PPG, and the most that I've paid is 85%.
I'll take the 85%. I got a bunch of stuff just laying over there for you, Curtis. Send me the shipping labels. It's all yours.
But it gets real challenging. Just like where your questions are similar is in regards to the wholesale side of it. If I were 10 times larger than I was and I had my own exclusives, I would be buying them for X price. Let's use fake numbers. So let's say what that costs me is $10 per piece, right? And I'm going to charge people at the end of the line, I'm going to charge them $20. Now, if you say, Curtis, can I buy
you Chalice? Are you Chalice right now?
When you come to me and you say, Curtis, I want to buy 3 of your 300 cases, how much would you charge me? I'll charge you somewhere over halfway in between what I paid and what the customer at the end is going to pay. So you have room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to charge them 15 at that point. But
well, so if you came to me and you said, I want to buy 30, and I had concern as to whether or not I could move the 300 cases that I purchased, I might be a little bit more aggressive and say, okay, I'll sell those to you for 14 a piece or whatever.
So what if I am less concerned and I'm talking to Chalice and I want Vegeta chases? This is a question I probably shouldn't ask on a live stream, by the way.
Well, so you'll find that I try to give very political answers when it comes to stuff, and if I have a ethical difference with somebody, or something, then I'll usually kind of share that. I'm not really afraid of those things. I have
Curtis, hold on. Let me protect you and re-ask the question. Forget Vegeta because that targets Chalice. Any chase, you have a regular chase from Funko. You know there's a chase variant out of the one and six. I don't know what that word was I just said. Out of the 1 and 6, there's a chase variant that you can still sell for a little bit more. How does that affect your rationale with the I don't want to say reselling, but vendor side of everything?
Well, it's reselling. I think that a lot of people shy away from like certain terminologies because it's like sounds dirty or whatever. But like I'm operating a business, so I'm going to buy things at a price, and I'm going to try to sell them for more than that price. And if I can't, I'm going to try to sell them for at least what I paid for them, so then I can continue moving forward. The goal being never to sell things for less than what I paid for them, unless we're doing it for marketing and hopefully with the results, marketing reasons, like we are with a lot of the first birthday stuff. We're not, we might be making our money back. We might be, making a little bit less, but it's all
that on your taxes anyway. Like we all know that.
But so to answer your question, Ed, that's a simple value median math there. So if the commons are sellable at $10 a piece and the chase is sellable at $80, then you simply just add 50 and 80 and divide them by 6, and that's the maximum I should expect to get per piece.
God.
Like Jeremy, the Joker chase will be a very popular pop, I believe. A lot of people will play the chase roulette with that pop. It's a very, very cool Joker and a very cool chase.
Oh, the Jack Nicholson. Yeah, I'm excited. We put that one on the first birthday, not because we needed to. Like, I had earmarked him for another game, but then as I was looking, I was like, well, we ordered a large quantity of this. I think it would be neat for when we get these in to be able to send these out and people to be able to share with their audiences. Hey, I got this on on the special birthday sale that SPASTIC did. So we thought that would be fun. And then some people are going to get. I mean, who knows how much that chase will be valued at the time? I mean, at least $40 or $50, I think, when he first comes out.
Oh yeah.
And somebody's going to get it for $8 plus $1 shipping. So. So what else you got?
Oh, I'm trying to shut up so I can. I talk so much on every live stream. I'm just trying to shut my mouth, let Andrew do his thing.
Oh no.
Well, Andrew, what do you got? So I got one of your mystery 20 slip a Chucky in there for me. I actually don't think we have any of the Chuckies right now.
Do you guys like the little mini display right behind me?
I like that.
And then I got Jedi up top. Again, with the phone being my camera, I have no idea what you can see and what you don't, but I'm just looking at it myself. Yeah. Mini display Jedi.
You're ever in Virginia, Curtis, let me know. I'll drive down. We can go visit the Museum of Sean.
Yeah, for sure.
It's good. It is good. It's not what you would think.
Oh, dude, he
bullshits. I'm telling you, it's well organized, except for his shipping area.
It's beyond what you saw, Andrew. I've done a lot of stuff.
So how are you guys handling the indoor life?
I still have work, so I'm quote unquote a necessity.
I think you're asking the wrong people because I work inside all the time. This is nothing new to me.
I have to answer this question exactly the same way to other people too. So we already have everything that we do is on property anyway. So
yeah, I work here. I'm used to getting anywhere from nothing to 30 boxes delivered a day. So I'm good.
And you can still go to the post office and get your P.O. box. I think the president said the 6-foot rule or whatever till the end of April. So I'm sure there's kids are now gonna not go back until May at least.
Oh, it's canceled through the end of the year here. Cosmo.
Yeah, kind of canceled. Ours is still, we're planning on the 13th or the Monday after Easter to go back. I don't think that's going to happen. And
here you go, Andrew. Today, about an hour or two before the stream, it went to April 30th.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm sure schools will follow suit, and you can't go back to school with that kind of a leeway. And
that was a nationwide. Would you chill out? That was a nationwide.
Like for us, they're trying to figure out what to do because they don't want to shut down. But I mean, they're coming to the point now we can't bring vendors in. For me, it's a lot harder to get parts from Italy and Germany to get them through U.S. Customs to get them even shipped.
Yeah, the school thing though. Trump announced that about an hour or two before we got on here. Shut up. April 30th is the new date for schools to reopen nationwide.
So they pulled all Vermont schools for the remainder of the school year.
Oh yeah, statewide Virginia was pulled way before that, but would you shut up, you dick?
We haven't pulled ours here in PA. They haven't pulled it yet. I'm sure. I don't know what they're going to do, but. I know, the NBA and baseball, I think, want to get sort of back to work in May so they can start their seasons again in June.
Sure.
I think you'll be watching the NBA finals in August as we gear up for football, and baseball do some condensed scheduling, and it's still weird. Stores are, I don't know. It's just everything marked out with little arrows. Okay, you can move here. Okay, you can move there.
Oh, yeah. Even the liquor store by me is like, you have to wait in line over here 6 feet behind.
Heck, we don't even argue. Well, I think our liquor stores and the grocery stores are still open, but every other state store, they're gone. They're closed. It's wild.
But it is.
What I was trying to say, while the dog was barking in my face, and he still might, is that your kids are off till April 30th, Andrew.
Well, my wife's off. My wife isn't working right now, so not a huge deal. They actually start online school. The one starts online school on the 1st.
Oh, they're all going to start it. They're all going to start it. That was a Trump. Yeah, that was a Trump initiative. Like maybe an hour before I got on here, I saw the news article say you're basically on lockdown. Unless you're A, B, or C. So kids not going anywhere until April 30th. At least. Would you chill out? Jesus. Do you guys like dogs? Because this guy's being an asshole.
I have two.
Kazi. Yeah. That's what I deal with. Shut up.
So, Curtis, Craig asks, do you buy any other company's mystery boxes?
Yes, he does. Fugitive Toys.
Yeah. So the mystery box bug still gets me, man. Like, it's not, something that if you like it, you like it. And I think that if I answered this question as a definitive no, then I would either be lying to you guys, or I would expect you to have less faith in me as a person who wants to create mystery boxes for you. So I make them because I love the experience of them. So especially when I see other people doing a great job at it, I want to try those things myself, so that way I can try to emulate that as well.
Oh, I have a question.
Oh, I have a question. Go.
I'm just thinking about other companies. Would you buy a Pop King Paul mystery box?
For sure. Absolutely.
Why?
I'd like to get a chance to experience what people people refer to him and the boxes that he makes as having a high level of feeling individualized and curated to the mystery box collector. And so I don't know that I have that skill on lock for all of my range of mystery boxes. So I definitely would like to experience what people describe that as.
The best
he made very good curated boxes, and he does have the ability now to I think his best is when he goes big.
Yeah, his big boxes are really interesting. The Freddy box that he had in particular, I thought was really great box.
I think his meat and potatoes is like 100+. That's where he plays to the lower ones, the hit or miss boxes, and I mean, it's hard to say with bots and how it works because Shopify uses bots and they can't prevent the bots. To sell 250 boxes in 4 minutes when you can only buy 1 box per order, it's impressive.
Sure. And so I will say, as because we're also on the Shopify platform, I can't tell you that definitively I know all the times that bots are used, but I know for certain when they are being used because the way the sales come in looks a little bit different. As far as like when we as retailers don't have an item actually available on our store, but that item is perceivably in carts already, then I know that something fishy is happening.
Yep.
So I told you guys I might have a surprise. It is not a new mystery box. So like I said, I'm not going to make one that I don't think is awesome. So that is not ready. But I did just put all of the rest of the soda vinyls for anybody who's interested into the first birthday at $9.99 rather than the normal $13-14 that we had.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with Arlia.
How much do you monitor? Pop Epidemic asks, how much do you monitor what other companies' mystery boxes and see what the competition is doing? Not a terribly large amount. To be honest, when I do notice other mystery boxes, it's because of the same reason that you notice them, because I see cool pops that I would want to have. That's the honest truth. Like I have them all added as friends or follows on all the different services, and when I see them, the ones I stop on are ones that have pops that I haven't seen or have a theme that I haven't gotten a chance to experience, or have a structure that I might just want to steal for something that we do for you.
So Bully Chick raffles. A lot of us, I mean, I do raffles. Sean plays the raffle game. Some people play them really big where they make a lot of money back. You know, I think for Sean, me, Cheap and Nerdy who do it, we sort of break even. It's a way that we can sell the stuff we don't want, and we include how much that pop is and how much it would cost us to ship it, and that's what we do. But some people, they want to make huge profit on it. I would say look at it that way. That's me.
I think it's really easy when you it's just like any other method of purchasing something that can contain risk. So just like our mystery boxes, some contain risk, some don't. If the thing that you want is too risky or too costly, then just don't participate in it. I think that it's really that simple. That goes for raffles too, really. Do we plan on doing a horror mystery box in the near future? Not near, but yes. Do we cancel bot orders? So when it comes to bot orders, if we have a box run that sells out immediately, yes, we do. If we don't have one, then we stick to the whatever we decided was the maximum orders per household. On all of our Dirty Dozen box runs, though, we cancel all bot orders. Those are special boxes created just for those customers.
Just say no, Curtis.
I'm gonna answer it the real way.
Just say no.
This is the mind you. This is the same thing that every other retailer does, even though they just say no. Okay, we take the orders as they come into us. When they looks like they could harm other customers, then we start addressing it.
I feel like there's a different answer when wrestling a dog at the moment, but I feel like there's a different answer when you have to deal with the fact that it's a limited piece.
Sure.
So imagine something
for us is when it comes to limited box runs.
Well, I was going to say not just limited box runs, but think about like BIM Toy, where the tiny ghosts are limited to 300, 400. You know, obviously, if they don't cancel those bot orders, people are going to hate them.
Sure. Once we start delving into the world where we have our own exclusives with our own names on it, you best be sure that we will be handling inauthentic orders very strictly. Because we worked very hard to get to the point where we could have an exclusive, and I don't want that ruined by people who are simply just trying to turn a profit.
When is that going to happen? Do you have any idea as to when that's going to happen? Is it going to be a pop? Is it going to be something else?
Well, you like short answers, so no.
No. Okay, so when I say when is it going to happen, no is not a valid answer.
Okay. So the threshold to get into your own exclusive with Funko, the traditional way, is very, very high, and we are still relatively far away. Even though we've grown so much in just the time that we've gotten a chance to know, both you, Sean, and Andrew, it's still quite a ways away from being able to move the quantity of pieces necessary to start having those conversations about exclusives with Funko.
I think we talked about it with James. I think Sean passed out that by the time we got into that. But yeah, I think that the run of how many you would have to invest in was quite large.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much about just Funko, but I mean, like, think about other companies like BIM Toy or Martian or any of these others that are just doing the limited 100, 200, 300 piece exclusive.
Sure. So, Martian in particular works a little bit differently than, say, a traditional, like a BIM Toy might work, in that BIM Toy has its products that it can then license to as exclusives to other retailers, whereas Martian Toys is the retailer. And these pieces that they're creating are fundamentally their exclusives. It's a really smart idea. It's similar to what Abominable's doing with Chomps,
yeah.
So to answer your question, the first exclusive that we foresee us being able to have is likely a newcomer that you guys have not seen yet. So it won't be a national name piece. We will start with something that we find interesting and we feel will represent our brand, and then we'll go forward in that way.
So here's one, Curtis. What do you think of Whatnot?
My friend has Miss Piggy Metallic, and he doesn't know how to grade it. I'm thinking that's the way it should go. So I can't say whether or not that's the way to go. I know that they've done a lot of work as far as communicating what their program does. I definitely think that it's it's taking a recipe that already exists and applying it to something that has a need for it, for sure.
Mercari.
Yeah. I don't think Mercari serves the purpose, though, that a Whatnot would be trying to serve.
Yeah, Bully Chick, the guy that created Whatnot, or the guys that did it, came from the sneaker game. And you're familiar with GOAT, or you're familiar with StockX. They're not rating it. They're basically taking the pop and verifying that it's authentic and verifying it's the condition you're selling it at. And then they package it and send it off to the customer. They're not rating.
What's the difference? I mean, other than what Andrew just said, you're verifying it's real, blah, blah, blah. What's the difference for Mercari?
what is I mean, you could sell for higher. It's a perceived value increase. So the only thing that Whatnot provides for the Funko game is it will bring in more resellers. That's the real fact is the only reason to have someone to a third party company to validate pieces in our world right now is to normalize the verification process, and that doesn't exist right now. So there's no standard for saying this is real or not. There's no catalog that we can look up and say this piece matches this piece exactly.
And what they're doing is they're taking pictures, and the guy learned how to do it. Is my understanding of what they're doing. So they've learned it, and that's how they've done it.
There's a place for it if we want that or not. I'm not sold just yet. They did approach us and wanted to discuss their business with us, and we pushed that off for now because I like to see how things pan out a little bit before I start having those type of conversations.
And they're young. They're hitting you with a low percentage. So everyone out there, Macari is about 10%. Whatnot, I think, is like 8%. As soon as they verify it, they give you your money. They release the money to you, and then they send it off to the buyer.
It's a very systematic approach. It works for the hype world. I think that the difference between Funko and the sneaker world is that only infrequently do Funko pieces nowadays make it into that upper echelon of hype status that service becomes necessary. I honestly think that StockX starting to take in Funkos is probably a more functional long-term plan than maybe a whole business that's based off of just Funko.
Yep. And you are starting to see it on StockX. They're doing collectibles and all sorts of stuff. So I've never sold on Whatnot. As long as they only can pay you via PayPal, I'm not going to.
For sure.
I learned that hard lesson this year, so not one I'll learn again. But yeah, they only can pay you via PayPal. That not my thing. But it's interesting. We'll see how they go.
They don't have an idea. It's not an idea that I can't see a purpose for. It's just one that I don't see a way that it's helpful to anything that we're working on. So it's kind of just a thing that's also happening. So Pop Couple's asking, are you sure we haven't seen or heard of it yet? I'm not sure that you haven't seen or heard of it yet. But I know that the bulk of people will not have yet. So we're going to keep tight-lipped on that. That's something that we're working on. It's not even close, so. But it will be interesting.
Some of you guys get Chad, any last final questions for Curtis before we get out of here? Because we are at almost 11. We're past 11:30. Some of us do have to get up and go to work in the morning, which unfortunately, we can't stay home. Be practically strip searched on our way into the building, make sure we don't have fevers, and oh my God.
Is that you go through a big process?
Yeah. It's getting worse. So right now it's, if you say you have a fever, you're quickly out the door and being tested. So we haven't had anyone test positive. I think 6 or 7 people have been tested, all negative. But they're learning as they go. They don't want to shut the door just because of how much money it's all involved in it. And
sure.
So as of right now, we're still considered necessity. But they've gone out and bought surgical masks and gloves and temperature thermometers that before you even walk in the door, they're going to swipe your head or zap you with the gun. And
sure.
It's interesting. It's interesting. We have letters that are signed if we get stopped by police or anyone saying you can't be on the road. We have all those. It's interesting.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Glenn. Hey, I hope we got a chance to talk about anything that that people found interesting, anything that people didn't know the answers to. Whenever I get a chance to discuss this stuff with Andrew or with Sean or with the guys over at Pop Couple or Cheap and Nerdy, it's always fun for me because I don't have a lot of people that I get to talk about these type of nuts and bolts with. But I try to be as honest as I can be, given all the variables. There's very little that I hold back as far as stuff goes when answering these type of questions. So I'm glad to get a chance to talk to you guys about it.
Thanks for coming on, Curtis. And guys, go check out Spastic Collectibles, the birthday sale. Sodas for $9.99. You're not going to find that anywhere else.
Yeah, where's Arlia, you dick?
He's currently still in Smile World right now. I don't think anyone wants to pay the $24.50 for him.
Boo.
Oh, Jar Jar Binks over here.
But anyway, guys, thank you to Curtis. Thank you for Sean for coming. Thank you all for coming. Once the whole comment picker gets done, I'll do the weekly giveaway and look for the video to come out soon. So thanks, Curtis. Thank you, Sean, wherever you may be down there.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you. Thanks, Sean.
Guys, we will see you again next Sunday and throughout the week. Me and Sean will be back Thursday night on his channel to do another battle. Hopefully I don't lose to a $30 comment again.
No, you should.
One more, I think you tie me up, so it should be good. Should be interesting. All right, chat. Thank you so much. We'll see you again.
Bye, guys.